My beloved child, there is a sacred symphony beginning to play within the quiet chambers of your soul, and I want you to listen closely as my grace orchestrates something truly magnificent in your life. At this very second, while you are breathing and listening, the heavy iron bolts of every locked door in your path are being dissolved by the warmth of my touch. I am not merely watching you from a distance. I am moving with a fierce and tender intentionality on your behalf this very instant. I am carving glorious highways through the wildernesses where you once felt hopelessly lost, making a way where the world said there was no way. The right doors, the ones designed by my hand specifically for your feet to walk through, are swinging wide with an irresistible force. Every storehouse of blessing I have meticulously prepared for your journey is being unlocked right now, flowing toward you the moment your heart opens to receive these words. I am not a God who waits for the stars to align or for earthly circumstances to be convenient. I am the creator of time itself, and I am intervening in your timeline right now, leveling the barriers that have stood as monuments of frustration for years. I am uprooting obstacles you thought were permanent fixtures of your destiny and transforming them into stepping stones. Can you hear the sound of the chains falling? The spiritual bonds that have restricted your movements and muffled your voice are shattering against the floor of heaven, and the echo is a song of liberation. All of heaven is leaning in with anticipation, for the angels have seen the celestial blueprints of your future, and they are breathless at the beauty of what I have fashioned for you. I want you to grasp the sheer scale of what is occurring. This is not a simple patch or a minor repair of your old life. It is a divine revolution. It is a total reconstruction of your reality, a radical reversal of every current that has tried to sweep you away from my purpose. The very atmosphere you breathe is shifting as my truth penetrates the walls you've built around your heart. The thick darkness that has hovered over your health, your mind, and your family is being evaporated by the brilliance of my light. It cannot return, for I have taken my place as the sentry over your life. I have commissioned my most formidable heavenly hosts to stand guard over your breakthrough. Not because you are incapable, but because you are my treasure, and the enemy is terrified of the ripple effect your victory will have. When you rise, you won't rise alone. Your transformation will ignite hope in everyone who knows your name. In the invisible realm, there is a whirlwind of activity centered entirely on you. Divine decrees have been signed, resources have been released, angelic messengers are already in flight to deliver the answers to the prayers you've prayed for a lifetime. Your physical eyes may not see the movement yet, but I tell you the truth. The unseen world is more vibrant and more real than the ground you stand on. The strategies of the darkness are being dismantled piece by piece like a wall of sand before the tide. This is not a dream or a poetic fantasy. It is the unfolding of spiritual reality in real time. I have watched you stand for so long at doors that remained cold and silent. I saw you knock until your strength failed, pouring your heart and effort into opportunities that seemed to treat you as if you didn't exist. I saw the heaviness in your chest as you watched others walk into their blessings while you remained in the hallway of the not yet. I heard every silent, aching question you were too afraid to voice, the whispers that asked if I had forgotten your name or if your past mistakes had deleted your future. Let my voice be the final answer. You have never been overlooked. You have never been disqualified. Those doors were not locked because you weren't enough. They were locked because I am a father who protects his children from rooms that would have consumed them. Every no you received was my hand guiding you away from a trap. Every not now was my grace preserving you for the best. You thought it was rejection, but it was actually divine redirection. You thought you were being left behind,
but I was holding you in the secret place, preparing you for a height you weren't yet ready to breathe in. The waiting was painful, I know, and your tears were not lost on me. I bottled every one of them. But now, the season of the closed door is ending. I am swinging wide the gates that I have hand-selected for your destiny, doors that no man can shut and no demon can block. These are not ordinary entrances. They are portals into a dimension of my favor you've only ever glimpsed in your dreams. I am throwing them open with an ancient holy joy because I have been looking forward to this moment since the foundations of the world were laid. My favor is being poured over your head like a fragrant oil, without measure and without restraint. As you step through, the very air will feel different. The weight that has rounded your shoulders for a decade will simply dissolve. The fog of confusion that made you doubt your calling will be burned away by the sun of my presence. I am leading you into rooms of abundance where the word lack is forgotten. I am bringing you into halls of peace where anxiety finds no place to rest its head. Here, in this new space, every question about who you are will be answered by the reflection of my love in your eyes.
I am specifically opening doors in your finances that have been held shut by spiritual blockages. I have seen your faithfulness when your pockets were empty. I saw you give when it made no sense to give, trusting me while your bank balance seemed to scream that I had failed you. Your obedience in the lean years has been a seed growing in the secret soil of my kingdom. And now, that seed is breaking the surface. I am removing the obstructions in your pipeline of provision and releasing a harvest that will not only sustain you, but turn you into a fountain for others. New streams of income are being activated right now. I am dropping ideas into your mind that will create wealth beyond your paycheck. I am orchestrating unexpected promotions and favor with people who hold the keys to resources. You will see debts canceled and gifts arrive from the most unlikely sources, and you will know beyond a shadow of a doubt that it was my hand that moved. I am also opening doors in your heart, repairing the relationships that the enemy has tried to use as a cage of isolation. I am tearing down the walls of self-protection you built out of the bricks of past betrayal. Those walls kept the pain out, but they kept the love out too. I am healing the sting of the friend who gossiped, the family member who let you down, and the partner who broke your trust. I am restoring your capacity to be vulnerable and surrounding you with covenant people, those who will see your worth even when you feel invisible. These are divine appointments, relationships that will act as a wind beneath your wings. And your body, my precious one, I am the great physician, and I am releasing a wave of healing through your very marrow. I know the medical reports that keep you awake, and I know the symptoms you've tried to hide. But I am the one who wove your DNA together, and I am rewriting the narrative of your health. Where there has been decay, I bring regeneration. Where there has been chronic pain, I bring a cooling rest. This healing isn't bound by statistics or what the specialists say. It is bound only by my limitless power. I am also opening the windows of your mind. I am breaking the mental prisons of trauma and the cycles of depression that have made you feel like a ghost in your own life. The enemy has convinced you that you are your past, but I say you are my masterpiece. I am demolishing the strongholds of fear and flooding your thoughts with my joy. You will think with clarity. You will sleep with peace, and you will wake with a song of hope that has been silent for far too long. The windows of heaven are now standing wide above your home. This means everything is changing. Obstacles are turning into stepping stones before your eyes. Rejection is turning into redirection at every turn. You are entering a season where the favor of God is your primary language. And most importantly, I am breaking every generational curse that has tried to claim your name. The poverty that followed your ancestors stops with you. The addiction that haunted your bloodline is severed right here.
The pattern of failed marriages and broken homes is being replaced by a new legacy of unity and love. You are the generation of the breakthrough. Your children and your children's children will look back at this moment as the turning point for your whole family tree. I am replacing the spirit of fear with a spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. These blessings are not fleeting, they are eternal installations in your life. I have spoken it, and my word will not return to me void. It will accomplish exactly what I have sent it to do. I love you with a depth that the human heart can barely fathom. You are my child, my warrior, and my beloved. Now, as you feel this shift in the atmosphere, I have a choice for you to make to help anchor this truth. Would you like me to show you how to start speaking these blessings over your home every morning to keep the windows of heaven open? Or shall we identify the specific generational chain that you want me to shatter first today? My precious child, hear the echo of my voice as it resonates through the very foundations of your existence. I speak to you not in suggestions, but in divine decrees, holy mandates that cannot be halted, redirected, or weakened by any power in the heavens, on the surface of the earth, or in the depths beneath. I want you to feel the weight of my intention in this hour. I am drenching you in a season of favor so profound that it will reshape your reality. Understand that my hand is not offering you a fragment of my goodness or a restricted portion of my grace. I am pouring out a tidal wave of wholeness, a limitless, cascading, and overwhelming immersion of my blessing that will saturate every single fiber of your life, leaving nothing untouched. Your financial world is being bathed in my abundance. Your physical body is being infused with my restorative life. Your heart's connections are being mended and made new. Your path of labor is being illuminated with my favor. Your service to my kingdom is being ignited with my fire. Even in the silent spaces of your imagination and the secret cries of your prayers, my blessing is active. When you close your eyes in slumber, my peace is your pillow. When you rise to face the day, my strength is your armor. I have claimed your entrances and your exits. I have sanctified every project your fingers touch and every aspiration your heart dares to hold. There is no shadow in your life so dark that my blessing cannot find it, for I have resolved to make you whole, and there is no authority in the universe that can veto my decision. Even as these words reach your ears, my presence is crossing the threshold of your home. I am flowing through the very walls of your dwelling, permeating the air and resting upon every soul that resides beneath your roof. I am consecrating your living spaces with a tranquility so tangible that you will feel the shift the moment you step inside. Your kitchen shall be a place of miraculous provision, where my hand ensures the jar of oil never runs dry. Your bedroom is being transformed into a sanctuary of deep, restorative rest, where the dreams I give you will be sweeter than honey. I am sweeping through every hidden corner and every neglected closet, establishing an atmosphere of my divine presence.
Your home is evolving into a fortress of serenity, a place where the frantic noise of the world simply fades into insignificance. No matter how the gales of life may howl outside your door, within these walls, you will find a harbor of stillness and security. It is becoming a house of healing, a spiritual infirmary where wounds are tenderly bound and broken hearts are reconstructed. When you or those you love return from the day's battles, battered and weary, you will find that the very air in your home breathes life back into your lungs. Strained bonds will soften, exhausted bodies will be revitalized, and minds that were spinning in confusion will find the sharp clarity of my wisdom. I am building a wall of fire around your family, exposing the enemy's traps before they can ever be sprung, and deflecting every arrow aimed at your peace. I am blessing your home because I know you need a refuge, a place where you can strip away the masks, shed the armor,
and simply be my child without fear of judgment. This is your place of recovery, where you prepare for the victories ahead. But my movement does not stop at your front door. My blessing is following you into your place of work with a transformative energy that will startle those around you. Whether you labor in a skyscraper, a classroom, a hospital, or from your own kitchen table, my light is invading that space. You will witness stalled endeavors suddenly gaining momentum. Creative blocks will crumble, and fresh, inspired ideas will begin to flow like a river. Relationships that were once abrasive and difficult will become smooth and cooperative. Opportunities that were intentionally hidden from you will now be set directly in your path. You will see favor released in ways that defy logic. Hostile colleagues will suddenly extend kindness, and critical supervisors will unexpectedly become advocates for your success. They won't understand the change of heart, but you will know it is my blessing working behind the scenes to rearrange the environment in your favor. I want you to do more than just endure your career. I want you to flourish in it. I am calling you to excel, to lead, and to be recognized for the unique excellence I have placed within you. I am turning your labor into a source of fulfillment and purpose, rewarding your quiet faithfulness with public promotion. The ceiling that once limited your rise is being dismantled. The glass barriers are being shattered into dust. My child, I am also touching the very temple of your spirit, your physical body. My restorative power is surging through your veins, moving through every organ and mending every cell. This is a divine infusion of my life-giving force, reaching into the depths that no medical instrument can scan. I am addressing the hidden weaknesses and the long-standing ailments that have defied treatment. Where the world has whispered that there is no more hope, I am declaring a new beginning. I am not restricted by the limits of human science, for I am the architect who designed the very atoms that compose your being. I am granting you a renewed vitality and a robust strength that will empower you to walk in your purpose for many years to come. I am also invading your mind with a peace that transcends all human logic. I am sweeping away the mental fog and the persistent haze of confusion that has made every decision feel like a burden. You have felt as though you were navigating life through a thick cloud, but my blessing is bringing a sharp, divine clarity. I am hushing the roar of anxiety that keeps you pacing in the dark hours of the night, the what-if thoughts that spiral toward disaster. I am silencing the inner critic, that voice of self-doubt that has made you a stranger to your own confidence. I am replacing every lie with my eternal truth, every fear with a solid faith, and every shadow of despair with a radiant hope. I am doing a deep work in your thought life because I know it is the battlefield where the enemy tries to claim your future. But my blessing is shifting your neural pathways, carving out new tracks of joy and stability. I am pouring a healing balm over your emotions, soothing the burns of rejection and the ache of feeling less than. My love is flooding the hollow places of your heart, satisfying longings that you've tried to fill with things that could never sustain you. I am stilling the tempests of resentment and anger that have boiled within you, sometimes for decades, and I am restoring your ability to feel true, unadulterated joy. You will laugh again, not a hollow laugh, but a deep, resonant joy that comes from a heart that knows it is safe. You will sing again, and your movements will become a dance of celebration for the gift of life. In this season, I am reaching into the very core of your soul. I see the wounds inflicted in the dark, the betrayals that taught you that vulnerability was a weakness and that trust was a mistake. I know the disappointments that made you build a shell around your heart, training yourself to expect the worst so the pain wouldn't surprise you. You have survived seasons of agony that would have broken others, and I want you to know your survival was not an accident. I am going to use that very pain as the raw material for your greatest impact. The wounds that nearly ended your story will become the scars of a victor, serving as channels through which healing flows to others who are still in the dark. My healing is not a superficial bandage, it is a total regeneration of your inner being. I am going back through the corridors of your history, even to your earliest years, to speak truth to the child who was told they were unwanted or unworthy. I am reframing every memory of absence and every moment of neglect with the reality of my constant, unchanging presence. I am mending the heartbreaks of your adulthood, the people who promised forever and left you in the wreckage. I am removing the poison of bitterness before it can settle into your spirit. I am also healing your relationship with failure. Stop viewing your stumbles as a final verdict. They were merely lessons in the school of my grace. I am lifting the weight of regret from your shoulders, the could have been and should have done. If you have brought those moments to me, they are gone, cast into the sea of my forgetfulness. It is time for you to forgive yourself as I have already forgiven you.
My child, I am granting your weary heart a place of absolute rest. You have been on high alert for so long, bracing for the next blow, that you have forgotten how to breathe. Let me take the watch. You don't have to figure it all out. You don't have to carry the burden of the how and the when. I want you to have the rest of a child who falls asleep in a parent's arms, knowing that every need is already accounted for. I am a very good manager of your life. I own the cattle on 1,000 hills. I am not limited by a broken economy or a lack of resources. I am your provider, your shield, and your architect. I am pulling you up out of the pit of depression and the mire of addiction. Those dark places were never intended to be your permanent address. I am reaching down with my mighty hand, grasping yours and hoisting you into the light. The chains are breaking, the cravings are losing their voice, the lies are being exposed. You are coming out of the shadows, and you are stepping into a future that is bright with my glory. My child, the symphony is reaching its crescendo. I am making all things new. Since I am rearranging the very atoms of your world to bring you into this blessing, would you like me to describe the specific way I am preparing your heart to handle this new level of abundance? Or should we focus on how to walk in the authority of my protection every time you step out of your door? My beloved child, let my words settle into the deepest parts of your soul like a warm embrace after a lifetime of shivering in the cold. I am the one who designed you, the one who knows every secret sigh of your heart, and I am telling you now, you do not need anything else, because I am more than enough for every hunger and every thirst you have ever known. Right now, I am reaching into the dark, damp pit of addiction where you have felt trapped, and I am lifting you out with a strength that cannot be resisted. I am setting your feet on the solid, sun-drenched ground of total liberation. The substance that once felt like a necessity has lost its power over you. The destructive behavior has lost its shimmer. The obsession that used to scream in your mind has lost its grip. You are free, truly and eternally free, and from this moment forward, you will walk in the light of that freedom. I am also reaching into the pit of financial ruin, that place where you thought you would live forever, surrounded by walls of debt and shadows of lack. I have seen the stacks of unpaid bills and the mistakes that felt like heavy stones around your neck. But hear me clearly. None of those things are powerful enough to keep you down once I have decided to lift you up. I have decreed that ruin is not your home. Prosperity is your destiny. Prosperity is the inheritance I have written in your name. I am releasing a flow of provision that will do more than just help you survive. It will erase your debts, build your storehouses, and create a foundation of stability you never thought possible. Resources are moving toward you from directions you expect and from corners you haven't even imagined yet.
The era of not enough is ending today. I am placing you on the high ground of overflow, where you will have more than you need for yourself and plenty left over to be a fountain of blessing for others. And in the quiet spaces where you have felt invisible, I am reaching into the pit of loneliness to pull you into the light. I see you. I have always seen you. I know your name. I know the rhythm of your thoughts, and I know the weight of every tear you've shed in the dark. You are never forgotten by me. Even when the world walks past you, I am standing right beside you with a love that is more intense and more enduring than any human affection could ever be. I am orchestrating a season of divine connection for you. I am bringing people into your life who will see the treasure I placed within you, people who will value your soul and who will love you with a reflection of my own heart. Loneliness is not your permanent state. Community and belonging are your future. You will find friendships that go deep and relationships that bring life back to your spirit. The isolation is over. Furthermore, I am lifting you out of the pit of purposelessness. You have wondered why you are here, if your life was just a series of accidents. But I tell you, you were designed with an intentionality that spans eternity. I am replacing your confusion with a sharp, divine clarity about your mission. You will finally know who you are and why I placed you on this earth at this exact time. This knowledge will fill your days with a meaning that the world cannot take away. As I lift you, I am swinging wide doors to opportunities that will shift your entire trajectory. These are not random events, they are divinely choreographed encounters. Some will come through familiar faces, others through strangers sent as my messengers. If you have been stuck in a job that drains your spirit and undervalues your worth, prepare for change. I am preparing a place for you that aligns with your gifts and provides for your needs with joy. Work was never meant to be a prison. I am leading you to a calling that feels like an expression of your very soul. I am also awakening the creativity I wove into your DNA. You were made in my image, and I am the creator. Those ideas you've suppressed because of the demands of life are about to burst forth. I am making room for you to paint, to write, to build, and to innovate. Do not fear that your gifts are mediocre, because I do not create mediocrity. What I have placed in you is extraordinary, and the world is waiting for it. For some of you, I am even opening geographical doors. If you feel a stirring to move, a pull towards a new city or a new land, pay attention. I may be calling you to the soil where your breakthrough is planted. I will go before you. I will be your guide and your provider in every new territory. I want you to understand that everything I am doing, the healing, the protection, the provision, it all flows from my unconditional love for you. You haven't earned this by being good enough. You haven't bought this with